And good evening once again. Day 1264 of the Trump administration, leaving 120 days, roughly 4 months until the presidential election. And coronavirus cases are still spiking across much of our country after what was a busy 4th of July weekend. The surge in new cases comes as the president is working hard to downplay the virus and play up the culture war. The United States has recorded 250,000 new cases in just these first few days of July. Tonight, the U.S. is approaching the 3 million mark of confirmed cases, having already surpassed 130,000 deaths. According to the New York Times, new coronavirus cases are increasing in 38 of our 50 states. 10 states are up over 100%. Florida saw its highest one-day total on Saturday, with over 11,000 confirmed cases. So far, the state has reported over 200,000 infections. We'll have much more on the situation in Florida in just a moment. Amid this spike in new cases, the president is being widely criticized for making this false claim about the virus over this past weekend.
Now we have tested almost 40 million people. By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless.
Earlier today, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany was asked about that particular bit of fiction.
The president was noting the fact that the vast majority of Americans who contract coronavirus will come out on the other side of this. Of course, he takes this very seriously. Of course, no one wants to see anyone in this country contract COVID, which is why the administration has fought hard to make sure that's not the case with our historic response effort.
NBC News, among other news organizations, reporting the Trump administration will begin new messaging soon on the coronavirus. They plan to tell Americans they simply need to learn to live with the virus. And the Washington Post adds this bit of reporting, quote, White House officials hope Americans will grow numb to the escalating death toll and learn to accept tens of thousands of new cases a day. Today, Dr. Fauci said the current spike in infections is a serious situation that needs to be addressed.
We are still knee-deep in the first wave of this, and I would say this would not be considered a wave. It was a surge or a resurgence of infections superimposed upon a baseline, Francis, that really never got down to where we wanted to go. If you look at the graphs from Europe, the European Union as an entity, it went up and then came down to baseline. Now they're having little blips, as you might expect, as they try to reopen. We went up, never came down to baseline, and now we're surging back up. So it's a serious situation that we have to address immediately.
All this, as we've learned, this coronavirus has once again come close to the president. Top Trump campaign fundraising official Kimberly Guilfoyle tested positive for coronavirus right before the president's event at Mount Rushmore on Friday. Guilfoyle is the girlfriend of Donald Trump Jr. New York Times reports they did not travel aboard Air Force One to the event and were indeed planning to drive home from South Dakota to the East Coast. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has also tested positive for coronavirus. Her husband and one of their 4 children are also positive. Mayor said in a tweet today she has no symptoms, told our own Joy Reid tonight. The news came as a surprise.
Leaves me for a loss of words because I think it really speaks to how contagious this virus is. And we've taken all of the precautions that you can possibly take. We wear a mask. We're very thoughtful about washing our hands. I have no idea when and where we were exposed.
And there is growing concern tonight among experts about how contagious this virus really is. New York Times was the first to report that experts are calling on the World Health Organization to change its guidance on airborne transmission. Times tells it this way. The World Health Organization has long held that the coronavirus is spread primarily by large respiratory droplets that, once expelled by infected people in coughs and sneezes, fall quickly to the floor. But in an open letter to the WHO, 239 scientists in 32 countries have outlined the evidence showing that smaller particles can infect people and are calling for the agency to revise its recommendations. Meanwhile, the spike in cases isn't stopping the president from moving ahead with campaign rallies. He will hold an outdoor rally in Portsmouth, New Hampshire on Saturday. The region went heavily for him in 2016. Campaign's announcement said attendees will be provided with a face mask and are strongly encouraged to wear it. And we were reminded about this today, this moment during the president's now famous tour of the CDC. It was exactly 4 months ago today.
Anybody right now and yesterday, anybody that needs a test gets a test. They're there. They have the tests. The tests are beautiful. Anybody that needs a test gets a test. But anybody that needs a test can have a test. They're all set. They have them out there. But as of right now and yesterday, anybody that needs a test, that's the important thing.
He said it 4 times. It's been 4 months. It wasn't true then. It's still not true tonight.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.